Hi, everyone. This is Isabel, co-founder and creator of SIV, and this is the SIV Skin Microbiome Series, where we highlight the important role of the skin microbiome in healing stubborn skin conditions. Today, we have Victoria Calvert on the show. She has been a practicing esthetician for 4 years now, but in the beauty industry for over 10, and she is located in Portland, Oregon. She has a special focus in rosacea, aging, and acne. This has been a really special episode because Victoria is an OG SIV SD, so I'm super excited for you guys to hear what she has to say and to see her incredible before and after that she's achieved with SIV. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. Okay, so we are here with Victoria. Victoria, thank you so much for being on here. I knew as soon as we started doing this that I wanted to get you on. You were the first one that came on SIV Savant, the Instagram live series that we had. So I'm like, okay, we got to get Victoria on here, and you have some amazing before and afters. You are like a SIV OG, and you were integral in helping kind of spread everything. So thank you so much for being on here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an honor, honestly, to be here with you and to be able to use SIV and offer it to my clients. It's made a huge difference in my practice.
Amazing. Do you remember how we first met, or how did you find us?
Yeah, I actually found you through Jen. So Jen from, I think her name is Cult Skin by Jen now. At the time it was Ritual Skin by Jen. She had posted about you guys on her Instagram, and I've always loved her work. So I was like, who is this? What is this little product? I'm going to check this out. And then I sent you a message and decided to try the product for myself. And I was blown away within a couple of weeks. So I kept using it and then decided I had to be a partner.
Amazing. And what kind of drew you to SIV? Like, what is the microbiome? What kind of role does it play in your practice? Is this something you focus on? Like, give us a little bit of a background there.
Yeah, sure. So my practice specifically is very holistic and in the terms of whole body. So I really make sure that I'm working with everything that's going on inside of a person's body, and the microbiome is obviously pivotal to that. A lot of my clients deal with rosacea, acne, psoriasis, just dry skin in general. And so being able to treat more advanced conditions like that with one product has really been a game changer for me.
Yeah. And I mean, you've gotten incredible results. So that really makes sense. I can see why you'd be drawn to that. And speaking of incredible results, you have allowed us to share one of these amazing transformations. I'm like so excited for the people to see this. Oh my God, this one's insane. You guys are going to freaking freak out. Okay, so here we have an amazing transformation in 2 months. This is like, I can't stop looking at this. I am so blown away and amazed. Like, oh my God, please give us all the details. I think every esthetician who sees this is going to be like, holy crap, like, how did you achieve this? So kind of start us out with like some client history, if you can, like how long have they been a client, stuff like that. And then give me some protocol tips and where SIV fit into this, because this is cool.
Okay, well, thank you very much for showcasing this. This client is so dear to my heart, and I'm so happy that we've been able to get her these results because, obviously this looks painful. This would be something that you would not want to live with. And for the most part, let me start from the beginning. This client has known me since 2023, I believe, is when we first met. She's kind of followed me from practice to practice, and now that I have my own space, of course she followed me there too. When I first met her though, she was dealing with pretty bad acne rosacea. So she had what somebody would look at and just assume is regular acne, but we did figure out that it was rosacea related. She wasn't actually diagnosed with that right off the bat, but I could tell that this was different than regular acne. So we kind of went in with a rosacea protocol on her from the get-go, and I was able to get her completely clear. She went on her wedding, and when she went to her wedding, she actually went to Mexico for her honeymoon. And when she came back, she had a large patch on the side of her face. We don't know where it came from or how it started. I was concerned because it didn't look like anything that I had seen. It was actually not this patch. It was actually the other side of the face where it started. And so with that, I had told her, go get this checked. see if this is something that is infected, and then we can go from there. So when she came back, she had been on some antibiotics, which had helped a little bit, and we were able to fully clear that side. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she came to me and she had something forming on her chin, and it had been spreading up to the other side of her face. At this point, I'm so confused because I have no idea how this even happened. And the only difference is that she's now pregnant. She told me that she's pregnant, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, so maybe this has something to do with that being rosacea again. So I scoured the internet and I was like looking and looking and looking, and I came across a rare type of rosacea, acne rosacea, that flares up during pregnancy. And there was a bunch of clinical studies on it and about how a bunch of women had gone through similar things. And so I, of course, told her to see a dermatologist, get this checked. The dermatologist just swept her over. They were like, we can put you on Accutane when you're not pregnant anymore. I don't know what to tell you. This is like, there's nothing we can really do. Put on some benzoyl peroxide. And I was like, absolutely not. We're going to get this right for you. I don't want you to have to deal with this while you're pregnant. So we started treating her. I started doing some peels and things, just kind of playing and seeing what I could and couldn't do. It started to clear up. However, it did start to kind of spread a little bit toward her eye, which made me really concerned. So I asked her to please go to your doctor again, get on some sort of antibiotic. She knows that if I'm saying that, it's serious. So she got on an antibiotic for 1 week. And as soon as she did that, I said, when you start the antibiotic, we are changing your whole routine. We have to go full hydration mode. I want you to get on SIV. That is like the only thing that you're going to be using outside of a gentle cleanser, a gentle toner, and a moisturizer and SPF. Okay. So we did all of that. And my instant thought was, if you're going to be on an antibiotic, your skin's going to flip out. The biome on your skin is going to go haywire. We're going to kill everything. It's like a nuke, right? So let's put you onto SIV, and then we can combat that. We can make everything start working better together. And instantly, even after the antibiotic was gone, the antibiotic cleared her up a little bit, right? Everything kind of got flatter, whatnot, but she still had a lot of that underground congestion. We put her on the SIV, the hydrating routine, and boom, her skin just started to clear. And I was like, yes, finally. So then we just did lactic peels for her because obviously she's pregnant. We can't do anything more intense. So we did lactic peels for her, and then we started to get this clearance going. And now her skin looks even better than that. And I think it's been maybe 4 months now. So.
Oh my God. Okay. My jaw is on the ground. Like, I don't think the people will be able to see me reacting to that story. I didn't know any of that. That is crazy to me. That first of all, the dermatologist is like, oh, we'll just like figure it out after you're done being pregnant. Like, what?
Yeah.
Almost a year. Like, what are you talking about? You want me to walk around like this?
Exactly.
Also, I'm just like, I'm blown away just at your like dedication to this. Like, if a client came in to me like this, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd be like freaking out. And so your ability to understand, like, okay, this is when you need to see a dermatologist. This is when we need to like really get you on an antibiotic. Like you said, like if you're saying to do that, it's serious. And then being able to use the tools at your disposal, given that she's pregnant, is another challenge. Like, oh my God, there was so much to overcome in this transformation. And I mean, you executed perfectly, I must say. Like, you did a great job.
Yeah. It was really intimidating at first. I'm not going to lie. I saw it and I was just like, what am I going to do? You know, like, and then there's a part of me, and I think that this is my superpower of being like a little ADHD or something, because I literally could not sleep until I figured out what was happening, because I was so confused why this was happening to her face, why it was spreading, when the only thing that had changed was her being pregnant. And so that took me like scouring. And finally I found those clinicals and I like sent them to her immediately. She's like, I think this is it too. And we're like, okay, well, we're not doctors. We're not diagnosing anything, but we're going to treat it basically like this. And in those clinicals, they hadn't treated it with anything outside of IPL and LED and a couple other things. And I was like, well, I don't have IPL. I can do it. I don't have it. It's expensive. But she does have an LED panel. I have an LED panel. We'll start using that. We'll mix in what I know, hydration, peels, SIV, do all the little bits. And then I even told her, like, let's change out your probiotic. Let's change out your omega. Let's change out your prenatal. Let's make sure that you're on everything that makes sense, that's going to support you from inside out and get this taken care of. And it worked.
Oh my God. I mean, this is an amazing one. You should be so proud. I'm sure she is like over the moon happy. Like, Oh my God, I can only imagine how she's feeling. And I'm so glad that you were able to bring this protocol together and transform her skin. That is incredible. And I think a lot of estheticians watching this will take comfort in this, being that, you know, this was a really severe case, and there's definitely there's a protocol for everything, as long as you're dedicated and you know are kind of thinking outside of the box and knowing the tools of what you can work within. And that's amazing. I mean, congratulations on this transformation. That's amazing.
If I had to, I would tell people to just go back to basics when you're attacking something like this, and think of like the base. Where can we start that just kind of get us a little bit, you know, our foot in the door, and then try to work on. And I think when you see something like this, your first thought is to like, we got to kill it, we got to attack it, dry it out, let's go. But really, if you look at the skin there on the left side, you can really tell that it's very dry, and it's like dehydrated, and it's like suffering. It's saying like, let us out, and you can see the patches. And so I knew at that point too that we really needed to shift something in her routine, because previously she had been on our rosacea protocol for acne, which had her using quite a bit of actives like salicylic and such. And so we just cut all of that out, and we were like, this is what we're going to do. Oh, I should mention too, she did use a benzoyl peroxide wash instead of treatment, and she would use that just at nighttime as one of her cleanses, just to kind of help keep any bacteria killed, but not have a leave-on treatment.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that'll be helpful. Okay, amazing. Wow, that was a wealth of information. I think people are going to find that really, really helpful. So thank you so much for letting us go through this and sharing this with us. This was amazing information. Right. And then as we wrap up here, you know, I love to ask everybody, what is a hot take from you in the aesthetics industry? So give us something spicy, give us something fun.
This is always the question that I'm like, should I go there? Will this get me in trouble? I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to say what I want to say. But I think that a big one that is important to not only share with estheticians out there, but is also something that has been my story as well. And that is that just because you learn something one way does not mean that you should always stick to that way. We're going to constantly like learn new things. New knowledge is going to come out. You have to be open to changing. So for example, speaking of Jen earlier, microneedling over acne. It's a huge debate right now. I think it's great. I think it's possible. And people think I'm crazy when I say that. But I mean, look, it's there. If the proof is in the pudding, it's in the pudding. You know what I mean? And so that's part of it. Another part of that would be when you're treating acne, like the pore clogger list, it's got to go. It's got to go. I'm so over it. I mean, I started out that way too. There's specific brands that teach you that this is the only way you can treat acne. I understand. But again, we are developing, we're using our minds, we're becoming better, more educated estheticians. And in doing that, we have to respect formula. We have to respect the new science that's coming out, clinical trials, like all of these things showcase that there are other ways to treat acne rather than putting on this stressor towards people and saying, you can't use this, you can't use this. But in reality, a lot of times it's not even the product that's causing the issue, it's internal. So that's really what my hot take is on that.
I love that hot take. I think it's a very perceptive way to look at things, because you're right. The science is evolving. Things are moving in a different direction. The microneedling over active acne, I know that was a taboo for a long time, and there's definitely more to learn on it. And I don't think that every single person should be doing it. There's definitely a right way and a wrong way to do it. And if you're educated on it and you feel comfortable doing it, great. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't. Because, you know, we don't want any complications. But like you said, if there's proof there, and there is, Jen did just a huge case study on this, there's obviously clinical application for it. And there is data to back it up. And so just to shut the door on it and say, no, because it hasn't been a thing in the past, so it's never going to be a thing in the future. You can't look at anything like that.
Exactly.
If that was the case, SIV wouldn't be anywhere. When have we ever been able to use a spore in the skin? This is the first of its kind. So if science wasn't evolving, and that's the whole nature of science, is that it is going to evolve. It's going to illuminate new things as we continue to develop different remedies and ways to test things. You know, our knowledge is going to change. And so we have to be agile in the industry in order to, you know, continue to be on the cutting edge of things, move the industry forward. I mean, that's what it's all about. So I think that's a very, I think it's a great hot take. I really do. And if it ruffles feathers, that's fine, because I think, you know, we have enough science to stand behind what we're saying here. So I think it's fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. This was a really, really good episode. I think people are going to die over this in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, and back to that point too, if you feel like you cannot have acne clients that are not using things like the pore clogger list or something like that, just look at my page. Almost every single one of my clients don't utilize it. So
yeah,
it's in the pudding.
Totally, 100%. And as somebody who formulated a product, like, I can tell you, formulation matters a lot. 100%. And skin, you know, your skin type matters a lot, and what triggers you matters a lot. Like, everyone's so individual. To have a list that's just like, no matter what, these are going to clog your pores, I mean, that's just not true. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's great. Well, thank you, Victoria. Okay, tell everyone, where can they find you? Where can they follow you if they want to book with you? Are you taking virtuals? Anything else you want to promote? And all of this information will also be linked, guys, in the show description. But feel free to tell everybody now.
Okay, so Victoria Calvert, I am the owner of Midnight Aesthetics. You can find me at SPF Till Death with 2 L's on Instagram. And I am taking virtual clients. I'm taking new clients. I'm located in the Pearl of Portland, Oregon, and for virtual clients anywhere. So
incredible. Thank you so much. You guys give her a follow. She is amazing. She makes incredible content. I'm obsessed with it. And yeah, we'll see everyone next time.
Thank you so much. Bye.